Hey everyone, Brandon here, hoping to give you an understanding on how to read your insurance adjuster settlement. Also going to shed a light on how other roofers are committing fraud by covering deductibles, which has been illegal for well over a decade. Copy that law is in our sales folder, so be sure to check that out. Let's hop right in. This is what a majority of insurance summaries look like. The program is called Xactimate. They're programs other carriers are going to use, but they're pretty close to this format. They take a satellite measurement report of your house, they run the square footage and all the components through the system, and it spits out fair market value prices. Some roofers are going to want to charge higher, and some roofers are going to want to charge lower than that. So it's a nice medium price a lot of people are willing to work from. Quick interjection about pricing. If you ask roofers for a quote and you come to find that your insurance settlement is less than the quotes than you're getting, a good reason for that could be that the adjuster just left line items off of it. They could be missing stuff as far as code, flashing, could even have the wrong price list on there. That's why it's a good idea to show this settlement to your contractor. If you look on certain pages of your settlement, it may actually advise you to do so. And while some roofing companies may want to tell you insurance is just trying to save $1 or $2, which may be true for some carriers, but really, sometimes it's just an error. You know, there's a lot of times adjusters are writing these things that they possibly haven't written a lot of roof estimates. They leave these line items off, by accident, and it's not on purpose. But if we're working off your adjuster estimate and we discover that those line items are missing, then we can file what's called a supplement. If the carrier approves the supplement but doesn't pay the amount that we're asking for, then the difference of the two disappears. For example, if we ask for $463.18 worth of chimney flashing, and they only agree to pay, say, $300, that $163 gap goes away. We would never ask you to pay for that difference just because they didn't pay for it correctly, but we're still going to properly flash that chimney. So back to it, you can see that they take the square footage and the unit prices, has the taxes included and everything. You get to the column that says RCV. What that stands for is replacement cost value. If you move a little bit to the right, you'll get to the column that says depreciation. That's based on the age of your roof. Once they subtract that, you get to the far right column, which is ACV. That's actual cash value. Now, as you can see in this example, everything magically added up to a $10,000 RCV, which took me a very long time to figure out. There's $4,000 worth of depreciation, which leaves you $6,000 worth of ACV. From there, let's hop over to your summary page. If you take a look at this from the top down, you'll notice the same numbers. You've got the $10,000 replacement cost value, $4,000 depreciation, $6,000 actual cash value. And that's before your deductible is considered. So the net claim line, $5,000 in this example, would be your first check that they would release. Now, once the work is done, a majority of you are going to have a replacement cost value policy, which means that you get that depreciation money back. That'll leave you with $9,000 working dollars from your insurance company. Now, one of the biggest misperceptions here is that if you get a contractor to do the roof for less than their estimated value, the RCV, then you're saving money on your deductible. Now, let's look at this in reverse. Hopefully this will help if the previous didn't make any sense. And this is how your insurance company is going to see it on their end. They gave you a check for $5,000 on your first payment. They expect you to pay your $1,000 deductible, which totals $6,000 so far. If you have a quote from a roofer for $9,500, they no longer need to give you $4,000 because you don't have a $10,000 contract. You only have a $9,500 contract, meaning that they only owe you $3,500. In essence, they only pay for what you spend. So if you get a bunch of quotes together and one of them is less, you are not saving money on your deductible. You're actually just saving your insurance company money because they're going to withhold it from the amount of depreciation. Now, I want to take that a step further and explain what some roofing contractors are still doing to this day, even though it's been illegal for a long time. They will knock on your door, tell you that they'll cover your deductible if you work with them, and the way that they're doing it's simple. They are going to have to sign a deal with you for $9,000. But in order to get the full amount of depreciation released from your insurance company, they are going to have to document that you signed a contract for the $10,000 replacement cost value. Simply put, some roofers are creating false documentation to cover your deductibles in hopes of winning your job. And ask yourself this: if they're willing to lie to your insurance company, What's stopping them from lying to you? Are they going to put the best roof on? Probably not. Chances are, if they have to cover a $1,000 deductible, they're going to make it up somewhere, which would be ordering subpar materials and not registering proper warranties. I've actually witnessed this with my own eyes. If you take a look at this picture, what you'll notice are 3 pallets, and all the ones marked duration are the architectural shingles. The green bundles that are sitting on top are a 3-tab shingle, which is the AR Supreme. So what's going on here is the roofer is going to install an architectural field shingle, but at the peaks they're going to be putting a 3-tab shingle, which is not the way that it's done if you watch the re-roof process video. And this is one of the ways that I saw a roofer in Woodstock making up that $1,000 deductible that they promised the homeowner. So now for the good news. Here's how you can legally cover some of your deductible. In this example, you'll see that you have $133.60 worth of RCV for the gutters and downspouts. They only depreciated $50, which leaves you with $83.60 worth of actual cash value. So if you don't have the gutter replaced, you're essentially letting your insurance company keep the $50, but that lets you use the $83.60 towards your deductible. So when we scroll down a little, you'll see some interior paint that got paid for on this claim. There's $629.15 worth of actual cash value. So essentially on this, you'll be letting them keep $281.23, but hey, you can go buy a can of paint and do it yourself and pocket the $629.15. This is a prime example of how some homeowners forego work to cover some of their deductible. That's the only legal way to do that. All that being said, the best thing you can do is try to find a contractor that's willing to work off your insurance estimate to give you the best roof possible, the best materials, the best warranty. Don't just shop for the lowest price. That's when you end up with the bad materials and no warranty. So in summary, we are not out to gouge your insurance company. We are only going to bill them for the work that we are performing. We're not going to put a bunch of ridiculous stuff on there like a porta potty I've seen, for example. And we're also not going to commit fraud. We'll work with them to come up with a fair market value on your roof, and for that amount, we'll install the GAF Golden Pledge warranty, per the re-roof process video that you've hopefully seen. If you have any additional questions about this, feel free to reach out. We're happy to help.